Chelladurai Inc. show. It is Thursday, April 14th, 9 o'clock p.m. on the dot. And tonight we don't have our usual host, Mr. Aaron Trilling, a.k.a. Mr. David Capewood, joining us. But I'm on here live, Jordan, Pravin, Phillip, and I've got a excellent show lined up for you folks. As usual, always exciting with awesome Spotlight guest this week. Very, very awesome Spotlight guest. Everyone's going to be excited to be on for this one. So without further ado, we will jump over the sports segment for this week, and we'll just hop right into the Spotlight. This week, folks, we have Mr. John Bezerra joining us all the way from the 702 Las Vegas, Nevada. Mr. Bezerra, are you on, sir?
I'm in here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. We appreciate you joining us tonight and taking the time to come on the show. And just wanted to welcome you on and, give you an opportunity, or give us the opportunity really for you to share with us kind of, your journey and your path, which is taking you through, many different endeavors and brought you to where you are today. So, I'll just go ahead and give you the floor at the moment and kind of let you share with everyone, your journey.
Okay, that sounds good. I mean, I can go all the way back. So kind of my journey I was very blessed with having a great mentor in my life. That was my grandpa. So he's the oldest 11 kids, 8th grade education. I was by his side my entire life. And the thing he told me every single day was, you can do whatever you want, no matter what. Don't let anybody tell you can't. So I had this work ethic that I was very blessed to have, and I'm talking all the way back to maybe 3-4 years old. I was by his side. He had a junkyard. He had a towing company. He had a farm, all self-made. And the funny thing is, fast forward 40-something years now, is everything that he told me, and a lot of the people on here I know is entrepreneurs, network marketers, motivated people, or they wouldn't be on a call at 9 p.m. on a Thursday night, obviously. But a lot of us have heard of the book, The Secret, and whether you believe in it or not, there's a lot of amazing things about that book. And without even knowing it, my grandfather told me, almost stereotypical, the same thing the book told me. Believe with a burning desire that you can do it, put an effort to move forward, set goals, align yourself with the right people, think positive, put out the right, vibe. You're going to get that type of vibe back. So I was very blessed in that aspect, but I also grew up in a very poor area. A lot of people saw a movie called McFarland's USA, Delano with Cesar Chavez. That was the area I grew up in. So it was a very poor, poverty-stricken area, even though my family did fairly well. I grew up with a lot of people that didn't have much, so I saw both sides of the table, and I'm blessed for that, because I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I did grow up with that strong work ethic. So just a little bit about my background. I was an athlete from the time I could walk. The sports I really gravitated towards was wrestling. I wrestled all the way through college. I got 3 national titles in that. And then BMX racing, I really loved that. I got a national title in that. And then when I got older and couldn't do those sports, I kind of gravitated into bodybuilding and got a national title in that and turned pro. Now, I'm not by any means a gifted athlete. I just had this crazy work ethic where I believed that I could be the best, even though on paper I probably wasn't. And that's translated a lot into my journey as a businessman. I don't think I could work for anybody. I did real briefly through college. I worked at a grocery store. And at that point, I knew I didn't want to do that the rest of my life. So as soon as I got my degree, and I got my degree in kinesiology, I went right into personal training. I was very fortunate to get aligned with the right people, and I've trained a lot of pretty big Hollywood stars, a lot of Hall of Fame athletes and Broadway performers. So I've been very blessed with a career that's allowed me to have the lifestyle I like. But I'm older than probably a lot of you on the call. I'm going to be 49 here in a few months. And recently, in the last 3 or 4 years, I knew that I couldn't do the 12-hour days anymore. So I was looking for something else, and I'm sure a lot of people on the call are network marketing people, which I believe is one of the best occupations in the world. And what it's done for me, and first of all, it took me a long time to find the right fit. So, if you're looking now, I highly recommend finding a company that you can really feel passionate about, really believe in, because that's going to be your success. And in business in general, it's not what you know, it's not the degrees you have, it's sometimes the people you know, but more often than not, it's the passion you have about what you're doing. And if you can have a burning passion for what you do and set a very simple game plan, you're going to have success. Okay, and again, I'm sure a lot of people are very successful. Some of you might just be starting. But one thing I can tell you, and if you read any book on success, they'll tell you that 9 out of 10 times, the people that become millionaires and billionaires, 9 out of 10 times they've failed. But what they have that a lot of us haven't had is I guess you could say the lack of fear of failure. Because if you fail and you're fearful you're going to do it again, and that stops you from achieving your goals, you just didn't go far enough. There's a book that I'm reading right now, and I've read it 2 times, and it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And if you haven't read that, it's probably the most amazing thing you could do for just the way you interact with people on a daily basis. But there's a story about a gold miner, and I wish I knew the name of it. It's a great story, but back in the gold rush, he came out to California. He invested all his money in machinery. He found a little bit of gold. He went back home, got more money, got at the time, I think, equivalent of probably $100,000 in machinery, which was quite a bit of money then. And he prospected, and then when he ran out of money, he basically closed up shop. He sold all his machinery to a local, and I can't remember if it was a junkyard or I think it was a junkyard. And the junkyard guy knew a guy that was very knowledgeable in mining, and he knew how to test for things. And so they took the machinery, went back to this guy's prospecting location, and 3 feet from where he stopped, they struck one of the biggest gold veins in history. So long story short is don't stop short of your goals. If you're going to hit roadblocks, you're going to get frustrated. We all do, but don't stop. And just real quick, I'll kind of share with you what I do on a day-to-day basis. First of all, I like, if I wasn't forcing myself to be busy, I can be the laziest person on the planet. I like watching TV, kicking my feet up, not doing anything as much as the next guy, I promise you. But my day usually consists of, I wake up and I listen to my audiobook for anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes. I make that a daily habit to learn a little bit. And you know what I'd like to do, if you guys don't mind? This show's every Thursday, correct?
Yeah, every Thursday.
Okay. Here's what I'd like to do, and it'd be kind of fun if we all do it together. I'd like to challenge whoever's interested to just do a few things different for the next 7 days. One of the biggest things that can change my attitude, regardless of the day before or whatever's happened in my life, if I've had not a great day, start your day off tomorrow, and every single person that you run into, whether you know them or not, I want you to give them a big smile and say hi to them. And I promise you, it's like magic. There's no way by midday that you're not in a good mood. Okay? And I can't tell you how, think about the people that need that too. You can touch someone's life by just smiling and saying hello. But what you're doing is you're creating an image about yourself that draws people to you. Because I would much rather talk to the guy that's smiling and happy than the guy that has a sour look on his face, you know? So for the next 7 days, try to do that. The next thing that I do is every single day is I write a list down on paper, not on my computer or phone. I write it on paper with ink. I post it where I can see it, or I keep it in my car where I can see it. Write 5 things that you're going to do every single day to move yourself forward to your goals. So mine is my network marketing company is number 1 always on the list as I prospect between 3 and 5 people. The number 2 thing is my follow-ups with the people I've previously prospected. And the next 3 things can be whatever. It can be putting new social media up. It can be ordering brochure, whatever it may be. There's just 3 more things that I can do to move my business forward. I will not go to sleep and under any circumstance before all those things are checked off. And if you're in network marketing where prospecting is something you do, think about the numbers that you'll have just in 30 days. That's a minimum of 90 new prospects. So everybody always talks about the pipeline, putting people in the pipeline. You know, you have to put things in the pipeline to get things out. And the more you put in, the more success you're going to have. Agreed?
Definitely.
So,
definitely.
Okay, so that's the second thing I do. And then I always, and here's the key, again, if it's network marketing, if it's direct sales, if it's some type of a brick and mortar business that you're building, you have to have business hours. Just like if you're going to go to work for someone else, they're requiring 8 hours of your time. It's not optional. You're on their clock. You're on, under their finger, under their watchful eye. Your freedom goes away a little bit. But for myself, I set my business hours for a certain part of my business from 12 to 3. I don't let anything get in the way. The beautiful thing about that is I can do it from my couch. I can do it from Starbucks, which I do a lot of meetings there. I just plug Starbucks, I believe. But I can do them from anywhere. But I don't let anything get in the way of those business hours. So a lot of my team that's local here in Vegas, they usually know where I'm at during that time. They're free to come in, work with me, prospect with me, learn. We learn from each other. And that's a huge part of the success I've had even in the last 6 months. Just making those daily lists, making your business hours, and then associating yourself with the right like-minded people obviously is a no-brainer in this type of business. Let's see, what else? You ask me some questions. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm to be honest, I'm a little blown away right now by some of the information that you've just dropped, some of the knowledge that really, you've shared so far. It's funny because a lot of times we ask our guests, what books they're reading, and it's funny that you already got to that. It's a lot of solid knowledge, and I guess one of the things which we don't usually ask, but your knowledge is so deep. I kind of want to see, what's maybe one or two would have been like a couple huge epiphanies that you've had, maybe from like your 20s to kind of, where your experience lays today.
Oh, that's easy. And I'll be honest, and the quicker you can break this habit, the quicker you're going to be successful. In my 20s, I turned professional in bodybuilding at 24. I was very young.
Wow.
And it's a very, I don't know how to put this without bashing my fellow competitors, but it's a very self-centered sport. The whole sport revolves around you. Your time is completely taken up by the sport. You can't go out to a lot of social events and dinners and family things, and because you're on an eating schedule and you can't break your diet. Can't play basketball with your friends because you can't hurt yourself or you'll burn. It's a great sport, but it's on the verge of ridiculousness and that is a word because it's a TV show. I'll just reiterate that. But what I've learned, and when I learned this is when my success happened, it's not about you. If you put all your eggs in one basket and you're self-centered and it's about you, you're not going to have success because you're not going to draw people to you. When you start giving to people, like legitimately caring about people, showing them you care, giving them your time, giving them your ear, lending your help, that's when your success will come, because that's like a magnet, and it's the same thing as the smiling to people every day. I'm not kidding you. Try it tomorrow. It's magical. You could wake up in the worst mood and you smile at 10 people and say hi and have a good day. You will it's automatically be in a good mood. And if you're in a good mood, you're more what's the word I'm looking for? Productive. Because,
sure.
We've all been in bad moods and the end of the world and this is happening and that's happening. It's real easy just to shut down. But when you're in that frame of mind, it's almost impossible to be productive, and as when we wake up in the morning, we have two choices. We have a choice to be happy or a choice not to be. That's your choice, and it doesn't matter where you're at in the world, but wherever you're at, it's because of choices you made. And that may sound harsh, but wherever you're at, it's because of choices you've made in the past. But the good thing is the choices you make now will lead you to the future, and that's up to you too.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's really big right there, and I'm sure that all of our audience will definitely be able to take that and apply it, because I know I'm definitely going to be applying that. I hear you on that, and John, that's what I wanted to ask you also a little bit about. I don't know if everybody knows that you've actually been on Sons of Anarchy, right?
Yep. Yeah, I was on Sons of Anarchy for 3 seasons, season 2, 3, and 4. By no means was I main character. I was a regular, so I was on quite a few episodes.
Sure.
And a lot of fun. It was perfect timing in my life because it was right when the real estate market crashed. And you're from California, so you know what the real estate prices were. It destroyed me. It buried me. I lost literally millions of dollars. So, you put all that money in real estate and you think you have this nest egg, but before, a blink of an eye, the rug can get pulled out from under your feet. So the two things that saved me was I was on the TV show and I was in another network marketing business where I had actually been making pretty good money. I was one of the top 100 in the country at the time. And that's when I really fell in love with residual income, because everything else sunk. All the traditional forms of income, real estate, retail, personal training just went away because that's a luxury. But the only thing that went up and saved me was network marketing. As the economy got worse, that business actually got stronger, because for the first time now, people that have never experienced a recession or anything like that, they're in the middle of one and they're looking for something. They're looking for a better way, and that's what I believe, we have with network marketing. We just have a better way.
Right. And I mean, that's, that's a solid climb to come back from such a place to, going from, losing it all to being on, hit TV series. What,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is it that, someone can do because I'm sure at that point it can feel hopeless, right? And almost like feel
Mm-hmm.
like giving up, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
So many people are also in that same position. Like, how do you go from the hopeless, like feeling like just giving up, to climbing up out of that?
I looked at it a little differently. Luckily, I have good family support, and I'm very blessed in that aspect. But the way I looked at it, now I was from Ventura Beach, California, very high rent district. I had a $1.9 million house overlooking the ocean. I had a 911 Porsche, an M6, a military Hummer, a chopper. I had too much stuff, because the money was coming in. I wasn't thinking about what if, So the way I looked at it was, it's gone, but I've done it once. I'll do it again. I'll do it differently this time. But at the time I looked at, okay, here's the deal. The weight's off my shoulders. I have a clean canvas. I'm going to put a new game plan together. I'm going to go to work right now. And I did that, and now we're climbing back to the top, and it's fun, man. I mean, if you truly enjoy what you do from the bottom of your heart, it's not work, you know. I don't know if you've heard the saying, entrepreneurs are the only people that work 80 hours a week, so we don't have to work 40 for somebody else. But it's true, but I love working. I love having a team of 3,500 people in the U.S. and growing. That's fun, you know. I mean, when you can see somebody, I mean, I have a group of very young people between 18 and 25 in South Florida, and they're all in the bar business, bartenders, bar backs, servers. I've seen 3 of these kids under 25 retire. And I'm not, and let me kind of reiterate that. They retired from their current job because their money they're making with our company superseded what they're making full time. Now, they're not making millions of dollars, but they were making enough money on a second income to replace their current income and work for themselves. That's magical to me. You know, it's more rewarding than any profit I get. Because if you truly help people from the bottom of your heart, your rewards will come later, 100%. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's just, everything's about the way you look at it, you know. And if you truly listen to people, speak less, speak less, listen more. When you listen to people, learn somebody. Don't just jump in and try to sell them something. You're going to look like a used car salesman. Learn what's important to these people. You know, ask them what they do for fun, what they do for a living, what are their wants, what are their needs. Listen to what they're saying. People love talking about themselves. They love it. And if you can truly show interest in a person's life, you'll have them. 100%. I mean, and again, going back to How to Win Friends and Influence People, if you haven't read that or listened to it on audio, unbelievable. It's a 50, 60-year-old book, if maybe more. I mean, it's the turn of the century when it was written. And it's just the most magical thing that you could ever apply in your own life. Just from talking to the customer service person on how you treat them, how you're going to get the response you want by the right words you say, you know, appreciating people, letting them know you appreciate them, just magical stuff. So I highly recommend that on your to-do list if you haven't done that.
Sure. I've heard of it. I believe, is that Dale
Carnegie? Yes, sir. That's him.
Dale Carnegie. Okay, yeah, yep. I've heard of it, and now definitely, I'm gonna probably be buying that tonight. But
it's amazing. It's amazing, and the reason I like those type of books is because they tell them in stories. They're not just giving you a mathematical formula. Like I said, okay, write these things down. They're telling you with stories and real-world application on how our country was formed. They'll talk about Edison versus Tesla and, you know, how Edison got the contract. And just mind-blowing stuff. And then what it's doing, it's just telling you in your mind how to program yourself. You know, it's all programming.
Yeah, I definitely need to check that out. And, you know, John, I definitely appreciate, the knowledge that you've dropped so far. And if we could also touch on, folks, if you're not following John on Instagram, I'm going to definitely give a shout on the Facebook and our Instagram. But, John, there's a picture of you on your Instagram, which is ridiculous. And it says you're almost 49. But
yeah,
I mean,
that's me now, yeah.
That is crazy. Like, what does it take to, a lot of our followers are 20s, 30s, some in their 40s. I mean, we would all kill to get in shape, like that. Like, I mean, what type of, I'm sure it's more than what you could fit in, but if you could give us an idea of what it takes to, reach that level.
It's just like business. It's, you got to get, okay, here's something that I want to touch on. This is in business, weight training, fitness, whatever. You got to know who to listen to, okay? This is really important in business too. Like in training, if you're listening to a trainer that's having you do dangerous stuff, putting you on a bad diet or a dangerous diet, your results are going to show that. In business, the same thing. Who are you listening to? Are you listening to the people that have the things that you want or the things you desire? Or are you listening to someone that just got in your business the same time as you giving you advice? That's, no offense to anybody, that's not the person to listen to. You want to listen to somebody that's been there and done that. And so that's back to fitness. The main thing is you got to know who to listen to, get a good game plan, and then two very important things. Again, fitness and business are so similar: consistency and patience. You've got to have consistency. You got to have your game plan. You got to have all the pieces for the puzzle, and then you got to have the patience to let it do its course. But it's not magic. It's just hard work, like anything else. That's it. And then you can find me on the Facebook, and I try to put stuff up on there. We're going to be launching my website in about 7 to 10 days, and I'm going to cover a lot of that stuff. And the reason I'm doing this website now after so long is I'm trying to get more international now, and I see a real need in the industry between fitness and people in the fitness industry and network marketing, because there's so many network marketing companies that have health-related products like the one I'm involved in, but there's this big gap between the two. So we have the fitness trainers and athletes that really don't make much money, but they have the opportunity with network marketing companies, or you have the network marketing companies with these health products that are great, but they have no background in fitness, so they're giving people bad information. So what we're going to try to do on this website is kind of bridge those two things together and offer a lot of training and knowledge. I'm not trying to get paid. I'm not selling tapes or generation leads or any of that stuff. I just want to advance our culture, and what I believe in. So that'll be in about 7 days, and it'll be johnbezerra.net.
Awesome. And, John, I think at this point, definitely curiosity is killing me. If you don't mind sharing, please, what the network that you're a part of currently is.
Yeah, I'm with a smaller company called One Vision. It's the number one, V as in Victor, I, Z as in Zebra, N as in Nancy, and my website for that, and it'll also be on my website in a week, but it's jbezerra@onevision.com. But it's a company that, I've seen a lot of things come and go. The other company I was involved in prior was the alkaline water industry, and I still wholeheartedly believe in it. But the problem is when the economy crashed, the ticket item was very high, so not a lot of people could afford it. So I was looking and looking and looking. I'm going to kind of be a hypocrite right now. I wrote a book called The Science of Fat Loss in 2002, and and my book was how to use whole foods and not necessarily use supplements. So it's a joke now that I'm a hypocrite because I'm actually standing behind a supplement company. But what this company's done is they've done something I don't think any other company's done, and they brought the highest antioxidant in the world to the market, which has made incredible difference on me. And then they actually brought a fat burner in that I can take. And before this product, I've tried literally between 75 and 100 over the last 30 years, and they all made me sick. So again, I think I'm with the best company in the world, but whatever company you're with, make sure it's something that you can believe in wholeheartedly. Make sure the company has integrity and they're in business for the right reasons. And if you can find a company like that, you're going to be golden. If you want more information on what I do, absolutely, but I'm not here to plug any product. I just want to come on the air and kind of share my passion with you guys.
Oh yeah, no, we appreciate it definitely, and we'll definitely put those links up on our social media as well. But I mean, the knowledge is, I'm definitely gonna have to rewind and replay. I'm sure everyone is this episode back a few times.
Yeah.
Because
hey, it would be fun to check up on a week and see if anybody kind of followed through with that little challenge too.
Definitely, yeah. And you know what? I will make my pledge on the air that I'll personally follow through with that challenge, that from start to finish, from the morning when I step out of my house to the end of the day, every person that crosses my path, I'm going to definitely acknowledge, smile, and try to shoot, some good vibes their way. And hopefully
Absolutely.
I can, crush that book in a week also. And if, I know you're super busy, John, but if you would be available next week to, just shoot in for a little bit, my co-host would love to meet you. He couldn't join us today, but if possible, we'll keep in contact, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I would really enjoy that. I want to see everybody move. Like, again, not everybody's right for my company, and I'm not right for every company. But as a whole, as an industry, if everybody can kind of move in the right direction, it's life changing. And you can change the world, but each one of us have to start individually with people close to us. So I mean, that's what I live for. I just want to see people prosper and not have some of the struggles I saw growing up.
Definitely. No, I mean it feels really good, when we come across individuals, which it's not as common as as often as we would like, but I mean it feels so amazing to come across individuals who actually just care about others and want to see others succeed. And I mean that's like the message that you're sharing is the same vision of what we have, and we hope can multiply kind of across the globe.
Yep, no, absolutely, and it's possible. But again, it takes each one of us making a conscious effort daily to make it happen.
Sure, definitely. Well, again, I think we're the clock is running down on us. But again, John, really my most sincerest, thank you for joining us on the show tonight. And again, next week, if we can have you on to, meet my buddy Aaron and hold us all, we'll all stay accountable to, the agreement that we made. That would be appreciated. And if did you have any other final words for our audience?
Nope, I just appreciate the time. So everybody out there listening that's taking the time out of your night where you could be doing something less effortful, I appreciate it. And yeah, I look forward to talking to you guys again for sure.
All right, definitely. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Yep, have a good night. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Okay, folks, that was John Bezerra again joining us all the way from the 702 Las Vegas. And I definitely think that was an awesome guest that we had on tonight, Spotlight Guest. And it just goes to show you that there are people out there who are successful, who would like to actually help others out, which is really the vision and the goal that we have for everyone. Again, Chelladurai, meaning humble leaders, and the humble leaders are you. Everybody out there has the power in their hands to make a change, make a difference. All the stuff on the TV, the news, the main radio stations, think about it. Just whatever you hear, whatever you process, think twice about it. Think if that's what you want to have resonating in your life, and be mindful of what you put into your mind. Be very specific about what enters your mind, and surround yourself with those who are where you would like to be. And it's about 9:35 p.m., again, April 14th, 2016, Thursday night, and this will conclude the 30th episode of the Chelladurai Inc. show. And everybody, please have an excellent week. Have a great weekend. Don't take too much time off. Make sure you work on your targets. Stay on your mission. And remember what we said. This week, everybody smile, say hello to everyone who crosses your path, and we will see you guys next week. Chelladurai.